Welcome back to Stationeers, and we're on our way back from mining because we're going to be testing that furnace setup and see whether that program produces the right level of pressure for pretty much everything we need. And I need to decelerate quickly before I hit the ground. There we go. This is fine. This is fine. There's no problems. Anyway, I cleaned up the inside a little bit from our last episode. Just so we've got the walls back in, and I've got this temporary light that I just move around whenever I need it. So we can, once this is ignited, go straight through and pretty much produce iron with it. So I thought, well, let's give that a go first to make sure that actually does work. Someone did say also that you can flip this lever back to off with the program. Yep, we could do that as well. That's one thing that I want to probably do. I want to try, first of all, activating this thing. So it's 110, it's reasonable. It's rising with temperature, so let's activate it. And you are activating, and that is fine. So this should still be active as far as not dealing with anything is concerned. And I'm just going to dump 3 lots of ore through it. And I'm going to also dump some coal, and we'll make some steel first of all. And then I'll use any waste heat for everything else. So let's see if that's working. So there goes the iron. And that should be done shortly. And there goes our coal. Yep, still got more than enough heat and pressure for that. So there goes steel. And then all I'm going to do is dump in, let's say, 2 more stacks of iron. And once that's processed, which will be done in a second, this should then be a much, much faster furnace than our arc furnace for really processing stuff. So there it goes. And will I get iron out of it? No. Has it fallen in temperature? Furnace contents is only 50 iron. Why did it dump iron out? Oh, because I had this open, so it went straight through. Okay. Will you actually process the iron? Probably not, because it doesn't say ingot, so that's fine. I guess I'm too low in temperature now. And, well, have I lost some iron? No. I just need to pull this handle a couple of times to actually get it back out. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. It will work for steel, and I need to obviously raise the temperature and pressure for iron if I want to do that. I think we're going to wait for that. I'm going to be using the arc furnace still until we actually get to the point where we're using hot gas alone to actually bring that furnace up to temperature. So in the meantime, we're just going to be able to use our arc furnace. And apparently bugs have now been fixed that cause this thing to lock up on worlds being loaded, or you getting close to it. So we'll give that a try and let's see if that's the case. However, we do need to test whether the purging works. So for here, we're going to pull this lever, and that should start purging. Yep, off it goes. And that, in turn, if we head outside, should be pulling that straight into our system. Yep, you can see some of it coming on and filtering that gas off into the right places. So here we have pollutant, and we have CO2. They're both reasonable. Nothing in U yet, nothing in U, nothing in U, and then we've got O2, yeah, and we've got H2. So that's perfectly fine, and that fuel tank does work fine for keeping me able to breathe. So that is 3K, so I'm just going to swap that over and have it so that you know, my air tank has got a reasonable amount of capacity. So we're doing pretty well. I think we're going to do more of a buildy episode. Mainly there are a few machines that I don't really have yet that I actually want. And I think one of them's, I can never remember the name of it, but I think it's the Fabricator. It's the more advanced construction machine. Let's just see whether you are in here. Is it Fabricator? Am I misremembering Fabricator? No. Okay, is it in the other machine? Fabricator. Yeah, it is the right name. So I need some iron, I need some gold, I need some copper. That should be straightforward. So gold and copper are there. Is that everything I need? Yes, I just need 50 iron. And I'm short of iron, no doubt. Yeah, I just need to get some more iron. Have you finished arc furnace? Have you delivered me some iron ingots? Lovely, lovely iron ingots. Yes, we got some of you. And that can make our fabricator. Okay. Is that going to be slow? Yeah, it's going to be pretty slow. We're also going to need a computer on top of it because the Fabricator you can't use on its own. It's not like one of these machines where you have a direct interface. You have to have a computer with it. So we're going to need to make that first. Well, second if you like. And we're going to put it out here, I think. It seems to be like a decent area for... Although I'm going to be building the greenhouse out here, aren't I? Well, we've got a little bit of extra room at the back here, so we could probably extend this. We have grids. Yeah, we have blocks underneath. So yeah, why not just put it here for now, and let's see whether that'll actually do the job. So have you finished with the Fabricator yet? You have not. Wow, 19%. Let's cut. Excuse me. Let's cut forwards. That's far too slow. And a little Fabricator, well I say little, you'll see how big it is shortly, is now done, so we're ready to put that out in the world. I've ripped up some of the gratings so that we can see a nice path to put this, and you'll see this is quite a tall machine, and quite a wide machine as well, so let's turn it towards us. Okay, so we can sort of put it around about, we want to have a decent size output, so let's put it here, shall we? Yeah, that seems reasonable. Sort of overlapping into the wall slightly. That doesn't really obstruct the output, I don't think. So that should be fine. And then we're just going to need a power connector. We have an import, we have the content slot just like the other machines, and we have the output here. And of course, power switch on the top. So let's just get that connected up, and then I don't know whether we need the actual data port, but let's connect the data port up anyway, and that will be fine. Oops, I need clearly my cutters. There we go. Okay, and we'll just bring it back that way towards our other machines. We'll power them on the same circuit for now. And because we have this little sort of power line running down here, I'm probably also going to put some lights out here, just so I don't need that portable light. But for now, this will connect in just fine. Once I get the right rotation, there we go. And you should be powered now, so I should be able to turn you on. Yep, I can. And now I'm going to need a computer. Now I'm going to borrow the one inside just because I don't have a spare computer and I'm out of copper. But I am going to need the motherboard, so that may mean I need to go and actually mine some copper. Let me just try it and let's see if this actually works. So I want that. And let's go and see what it costs to make the motherboard. So, motherboard. Spell mother correctly. Multiple times. Manufacturing is the one we want, so that is fine. I've got a little bit of copper. Ooh, just one over. That will do. Yep, so that is going to go out here. This thing is going to need to be permanent, unfortunately, so we can't really have anything out here. Let's just put it back one. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Yeah, this is going to need to be permanent, unlike the other ones I move around for the machines, because this just needs a computer to be able to manufacture anything. So that is good. I have 4 pieces of copper cable left. I may end up borrowing some from elsewhere. Let's have a look. Let's just see. Yep. Straight piece. Straight piece. Corner. And corner. However, the data isn't connected, so yeah. I may need a couple of other pieces from elsewhere. Are you finished? You look to be finished. Oh, it's already on the floor. Never mind. Alright, can you connect? You cannot connect. I'm going to need a couple more pieces of cable. Let's just borrow some cable. Let's just take you. We don't need this light just yet. Snips. And snips. Put a junction back there. That's only one piece of cable. I'm clearly going to need to go mining. Any more pieces of cable I can borrow? I can just borrow that piece. That's fine. We don't need the tool manufacturer all the time. And remind me later if I can't figure out why my tool manufacturer isn't working. Let's turn you on. There we go. So we have access to the Fabricator now. And this thing can pretty much make most of the other thing. Well, in fact, I think it can make everything, but it's not very fast by comparison. However, you can tell it to make an awful lot of stuff. So you can see in here, and they haven't improved the interface. So there is a huge bunch of stuff that we have in here. Is there actually a search feature just yet? No. Is there a search feature in you? That's not what I wanted. No. That's a shame. I was kind of hoping that this would be a search. But anyway, we're able to make anything that we don't currently have the ability to make in here. So you'll see this battery cell nuclear, for instance. And if we have a look in there, if we press play, it should probably tell us what we're missing. Yeah, so we need electrum invar, constantan, and solder. And that will make a really large battery cell that will stop me having to replace things from the large battery cells so much. So stuff like that is useful. So it's worthwhile building one of these at a certain point. Now, the next thing I wanted is probably the recycler combo. Recycler. Can I only make it in the Fabricator? Because that would be handy if that was the case. That'd be a really good reason to have this. Can I actually... No, I can't type, unfortunately. Let's just scroll down. Reagent processor is one of them. No, that's not what I want. Recycler? And it's not in alphabetical order. Devs, what are you doing? Honestly, this is the case last time, and I hated it last time because of that. Kit recycler. Okay, there we go. So we just need iron and copper. Fine. I'm going to go and do some more mining, and I will bring you back once I've mined and I've got a whole load of copper, and then we'll get onto the rest of the construction. And here we are with our copper. So we'll use this for our recycler, and that can just pop in this side. There we go, and that is being made. Good. I only wanted one. Remember, this thing machine now, you don't need to move on to the next recipe. It will make exactly the quantity that you want, which is the nice part, aside from the non-alphabetic part. The other part we're going to need is the centrifuge. And again, I'm probably going to have to scroll down on this list. Kit centrifuge, maybe? Yeah, there you are. And you are working as well. So we didn't need all that much. We needed a bit of iron, a bit of copper for both of them. So there's our recycler and the centrifuge. Good. Okay, so there's two things there. Recycler is generally first, so we can just put that down. This thing is usually large. Yeah, it's another large machine-ish. Let's just see. Do I want it going straight in? The recycler should give us some raw materials out, but I'm never quite sure if it'll give us stuff that we then use in the centrifuge directly, or if we need to put something else in between. So I'm just going to pull up floor here as well, and we'll just have a row of outer machines, just because we don't really need all these often. All this often even. We just need it to reprocess stuff occasionally, like, you know, those filters is exactly what we're going to use this for. So it just helps clean things up. So here's our recycler, and just in case we need to feed one into the other, I'm going to put the recycler there, and then we're going to put the centrifuge, which is the larger thing. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to put it so its inputs are lining up. And in case we can feed one or need to feed one thing into the other, we have the possibility of just connecting them with chutes. So here we're going to need a wrench, okay, and some steel sheets, but I've got some of those in my backpack, so that's not a problem. There we go, construct, welding torch now, welding torch. An angle grinder is deconstruct, so it's actually finished. Good. And are you already finished? You are. It's just single stage. It's basically a giant grinder, this thing, the recycler. So now we just need to connect all these up, and you'll see everything's connected with the power. Oh, that's not quite aligned, but it's fine. I thought it was going to be in the front, but it's not. It's at the back. But I will just feed it in with a slight bend. That's fine, because I want the power ports to be nicely lined up, which they are. So now I'm going to need some cable coil, and that means I'm going to have to go and grab this thing, which is processing a whole bunch of copper that I want to mine, and that 50 copper should be enough. I'll just dump it in our electroprint and tell it to make cable coil, and we'll cut forwards until it's processed them all. We should get like 2 stacks out of this. Yeah, 2 stacks. So that's fine for the moment. All right, on to the next step. Okay, everything's connected up. All the power and data ports are sorted, so we can put the floor back down and everything should look fine now. Good. Yeah, that looks nice and clean. I've got some more gratings elsewhere to fix the rest of the floor. While I'm thinking on, I'm just going to put this piece of cable back. Otherwise, I will forget that later. There we go. So that's done, and now we can just put the rest of the floor back. Where did I put the gratings? I put them in here somewhere. Here, gratings. No, I'll find them later. Anyway, we should now be able to do some processing or some reprocessing. So if we just get the recycler on and the centrifuge on, centrifuge, spinny thing, recycler, grinder. Okay, spinny thing, we're gonna basically need to process other stuff first. So reagents, I think we should be able to reprocess through this. Let's just put this filter through. Let's see what we get at the other side, and let's just do that. Are you going to give me anything out of this? It contains 5 iron. That's a reagent. Okay. It did say iron, but okay. And then we just put the reagent in the centrifuge, and that gets us pure iron back out. Okay. So we are probably going to directly connect the two and have them running, I think. And you may remember it took 5 iron to actually make each of these filters. So we're going to get exactly half back out. And we can just quickly dump them through. Will that actually roll? Oh, I was expecting it to just roll straight into the next input. Okay, so yeah, we are going to need reagents. So we are going to need to get some chutes. I think I already have some on the inside. I think we didn't use everything, so let's just quickly grab those. Yeah, I've got 4 chutes. That may even be enough. Let's give this a go. And no, that's not going to be enough. I can tell just from that. So window, 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 and then corner. There we go. So just we need 1 more chute. That's fine. And that reagent mix can go in there. And on this side, I think, well, we should probably put a stacker in place. I think that's going to be useful just because putting stuff like this will just have these rolling around otherwise. And then we'll have like a bin section in front of it or to the side of it, something like that, and have that just roll into place. So let me just go and grab a stacker. Now, we've had an auto-ignition problem, and it happened in the furnace. Now, I didn't actually see it happening, but if you have a look at the contents in the furnace right now, you'll see that's got pollutant in it, it's got CO2 in it, it's got H2 and O2, but only a very small amount of H2 and O2. All I did was hit the activate button, and just to get it back to where it should be and turn it back off again, and left it at 103. And then I came back at some point later and it had ignited, but it ignited and I hadn't seen it happen. So if this happened to you, do let me know of the problems that you have. Here, people were saying you can probably remove some of these regulators because the gas mixer apparently acts like a pump. So, but I don't know because you don't actually control this thing. In fact, let's just have a look. Do you really have anything to do with a pump? If we just switch you out for a second. Do you have any sort of control over... no, you have no control over power. So I don't think it acts as a pump in that you can't really control the output power of it in any way. So I don't really like using that on its own without that pressure regulator. This is not here to replace the computer program. The computer program will shut things off at a certain pressure. This is here to make sure that if there is any danger, on these are as well, there's any danger of any overpressurization or any auto combustion, it's limited to this section of pipe and to that section of pipe and probably to the furnace. If we don't do that, at some point, if you, let's say for example, you didn't have these regulators here. Well, in fact, these regulators aren't too much of an issue. They're more of a separation mechanism than anything else. In that my main supply is right there. That's never going to auto-combust because it's never mixed with anything else. So you could do without these regulators here and they would come up to this gas mixer. I'm just doing this for an extra level of safety, just in case, because I had some issues. You can probably do without those. Anyway, this area here, this regulator will only ever pressurize things to 150 kPa on the inside. So we can never go too high with this in place. This section here is mixed, but it's inside a wall at the moment, and that has not, so far, auto-ignited. Let's just get that atmospheric analyzer back in here. So that definitely isn't the problem. See, that's sitting there quite nicely at 3.5, well, 3.5 below. and no problems at 5 MPa, even though that is a mix that will ignite. Okay, so that is the other option there. So I'm happy with this setup as it is. I just would like to see why this is auto-ignited on the inside. So if I just demonstrate, I'll just pull this and it'll purge. There it is, it's purging. So the back pump should be on now. And I will seal in these blocks as well, just because everything is open at the moment. We don't want the sunlight to actually get into these blocks too much. So actually, let me just do that while this is going, because I'm happy with the setup otherwise, and we can always deconstruct it later if we need to. Welder, let's just get rid of you, and let me just get my steel. There we go. And this will have a nice effect of, oh, I need iron sheets. Iron sheets, really? Is this made of iron? Oh well. This will have a nice effect of sealing this pipework in so the sun can't get to it. And that is nice just from a whole bunch of different reasons, really. Mainly that I don't want the sun's heat affecting those pipes or anything on the inside. Obviously, it'll get to this furnace because we're inside this room, but otherwise, fine. So that's getting down towards purged. And as soon as it's purged, it'll be fine, it'll be safe. But if you're wondering until I chase this down, just basically hit the activate. Once it hits 100k, then hit the activate straight away, and then you're in control of it. As it happens with that mixer behind things, with the pressure regulator, it actually charges and primes pretty quickly. We don't have to wait too long. So I'm still happy with it. I'd just rather chase down why that problem occurs. But we'll get to it. I'll do some troubleshooting, no doubt. Or indeed, people will probably tell me the reason. It's one of those things. Where did I leave my gratings? I had gratings somewhere. That's what I came in here for. Oh, okay, never mind. What am I going to connect up here? Yes, our stacker should be done. Yep. And we will connect that on the outside. Let's just grab you. Okay. And the stacker is just going to go, straight from one into the other. And we'll have to connect that up at the back. That annoys me so much that the power port is on the rear of the stacker whenever it's connected like this, and all the machines have the power port on the front relative to the stacker when their output ports to the right. It just... Maybe there's some reason for this being where it is that I don't know. If you know, do let me know, and I'd be much happier. Let's just... Oh, can't change that. Let's change to 50. There we go. And let me know otherwise, because I'd be interested. Is there a specific use for this stacker that requires this on the back side? Otherwise, yeah, shouldn't need it. Should not need it. There we go. And finally, just connect you in. Okay, you on? You are on. Good. And now we can clean everything up. So I just need a couple more chutes and then perhaps some sort of railing, and that just needs kit walls to actually do, and then we should be good with our recycling center. So yeah, sort of nice episode from that point of view. No more waste, and technically I can recycle some of these hard suits, I think, as well. Let's just see what happens. All these, we can get half the materials back, I suppose. Let's just turn this on, see if it actually gives us anything useful out of it. So you're going to process. Yeah, you see there's all those different things out of it. And you are dumping the various things. That doesn't even need chutes. Reagent mix. Well, no, I kind of want it to be more than just reagent mix, thanks. And now I've no way to putting this back in. Okay, we'll sort that out later. Let me get some chutes to get started with, and we got some lead. I want more than just lead. Maybe we're going to have to cycle this through multiple times. Maybe you can only extract one thing each time through. So that's interesting. That'll leave us to do some more circuitry, I think. Because what we're going to need to do then is... we're going to need a sorter. And we haven't used the sorter so far. Should we do it next episode? Let me just check. Yeah, we're going to do it next episode. It needs me to write a program, and that always causes me... Are you finished? Let's just see what comes out of this. No, reagent mix 8. Okay, can I put it through again? Are you not able to extract? No, reagent mix 8. Okay, if I put this through here again, will you actually reprocess? Well, looks like you can find some stuff. Okay, what are you delivering? You're going to be stuck in that pipe, clearly. Yeah, let me print off some more chutes, 1 second. Interesting. Even when I remove the stacker from the place, just in case the stacker was causing problems, it's still outputting this reagent mix, and I think I'm just going to try and put it through the furnace via one of those, and let's see if that actually will sort out, because some of this stuff from the hard suit backpack was actually alloys, and I'm not sure if the recycler can actually, the centrifuge can deal with that, so I'm just going to put this through again. Let's see, without the stacker, what comes out this side. I just want to double check. Wait for it to finish. Shouldn't take very long. There it is, reagent mix. And yeah, so it can't really do anything with any of that. It does produce lead, so we are getting some lead back. Not that that's particularly valuable, to be fair, but I'll take it over nothing. And then let's dump this through the furnace, and let's see what happens. So let's see how fast this charges up, so you can see the whole process. So if you purged, you have. Let's go back to activate mode. Activate. So up that's going to go. See, that's quite fast at charging. Faster than going fetching raw materials anyway. And that's going to come up to 100k, and it's going to stop around 103 usually. There it goes. So if I activate now, that should turn on, and it has. And let's see what this actually produces. So reagent mix, will you actually produce stuff? So yeah, steel and invar is fine. So if we dump that now, it should dump one of those at least. Or both of those maybe. No, we're still getting reagent mix. Come on, give me the steel and invar back. Honestly. Reagent mix. Processing. Steel and invar. Open mold. I don't know. Oh, maybe it's because invar requires such a huge temperature. Yeah, maybe that's it. Okay, I'll allow it in that case. So I'm just going to put that here. And when we come to just remind, well, if I don't remember, come to actually increasing the temperature of the furnace to deal with, invar or making invar, that we actually come back and do this. Yeah, do I have any spare iron? I do not. Fine, that's okay. Let's just purge this. You can leave now. There it goes. It's purging. Good. So we got everything I wanted to do this episode. We got our recycling center done. We just can't separate all the ores just yet. So I can put that stacker back in place. It doesn't do any harm to have it there. But I think what I want to do next episode is put it around about here and have a sorter, and we'll have a program. And all that it's going to do is basically say, if what enters me is reagent mix, dump it out into one input, i.e. out, and then bypassing the stacker. Or in fact, yeah, we'll do that and bypass the stacker. And then the stacker will just hold on to materials until it hits a certain amount, then that will dump out as well, just to try and combine that as much as possible so it doesn't end up with lots and lots and lots of ores just piling up, or rather reagent mix. In the meantime, we're going to have this turned off. I don't need this powered up all the time. Straightforward is, however, dealing with these. This will work perfectly well. Just getting rid of my old filters and getting some iron back. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that will do it for the episode, I think. Next episode is going to be going on to the greenhouse build, I think, or something along those kind of lines. Or maybe this program actually we'll do first, and we'll get this whole recycling chain complete. And from there, we'll get to the greenhouse. So I hope you enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up if you have. I'm all happy to see more comments about how I've done things wrong and how things can be shortened and made more efficient, as usual, for the Stationeers playthrough. Otherwise, we'll see you next episode for some more Stationeers. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.